Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Play vs. High School Smash Showdown. Once again, I am Last, and I am joined by the wonderful CIF, and today we are going to have the grand finals of the CIF Smash Showdown.
Yeah, no, it should be a pretty good time here. We got the teams ready to go. And, you know, when you make it to the finals, you got to be the best within your side of the bracket. So to get all the way here, these guys are definitely going to be doing some fantastic stuff. But before we get into that, it's going to be the Sunny Hills High School taking on Crespi Carmelite High School. So
that is quite possibly the most interesting name for a high school that I have ever seen.
That is very interesting.
But shout outs to Crespi Carmelite High School because I kind of wish I went there.
Sounds like I'm trying to order something at Starbucks.
Can I get a venti Crespi Carmelite High School?
Oh yeah, right. But outside of that, though, let's get into the players here a little bit. We are going to be having JDAA and Hakuto taking on Honda 725 and Nightlight. So just going into it, though, it's going to be JD taking on Honda, AA taking on 725, and Hakuto taking on Nightlight. So we're going to be getting all those matches. Same thing as last time. If one team is able to take the first two sets, they without a doubt have it in the bag. They win the set. They win the match entirely. But we are going to play the third one, just to allow all players to be able to get some stream time. And, if you show up, you should be able to play. That's how I see it.
Right, absolutely. We don't want anybody. That's one of the big problems in crew battles sometimes is that you prepare a player as your anchor, and then the people that you lead off with do so well that you don't even ever get to see the anchor. I remember there were a couple Smash Factor crew battles where Meister didn't even see the light of day just because everybody else cleaned up without him needing to come through. So we obviously don't want to run into that problem. We want to let every single player get their opportunity to shine. And I think in our order of matches, we are going to be starting off with JD taking on Honda. So you were talking about it earlier. You said this sounded like a Street Fighter match. This is two interesting tags. So I kind of hope that maybe one of these players will be playing Ken or Ryu. Maybe we could see some Shoto action.
Hey, I know I'm always down for some Shotos, especially Ryu. I think Ryu was already an underutilized character beforehand, but after receiving these buffs in the 13.0.1 patch, definitely got some nice stuff as a shield break the character all of a sudden, and they already had the capabilities to be able to put that pressure down. Usually, with Ryu, they use their projectiles or bit the zone out a little bit better, but now they can really kind of get in there, but we're not going to see that character at all, but we are going to see some brawling happening here as we see Captain Falcon taking on the Wii Fit trainer.
Now, 67% already, Skiff, now 86%. Something's a little bit fishy, and that something would be deep breathing. So much damage already built up, and I love the rapid jab coming through, trying to go for that berry. Kelt Steel, I'm going to assume that's Honda, has already built up a frankly ridiculous amount of damage. They've got their opponent JD already at kill percent, already on the verge of losing this first stock. They just need one more solid hit, and the soccer ball is going to do it.
Yeah, man, Kobe from downtown. I mean, what a fantastic play there. But, wow, going to be able to answer right back, catching him off guard, off stage as well with the spike to really clean it up. Fantastic.
Yeah, that is certainly one way to bring yourself back into the game after going down a stock, but the deep breathing is active yet again, and in just a single string, he's taken 88%. This is the true terror of Wii Fit Trainer in Smash Bros. Ultimate. If you're not careful, if you're not paying attention, you will, in short order, find yourself taking a frankly ridiculous amount of percent.
Yeah, and right now this seems to be the name of the game here for JD is just take a bunch of damage and then find ways to just open up Honda as best as possible and just try to put on that damage. Oh,
there it
able
is.
to get the spike, but got the stage spike instead. What an unfortunate angle for JD, but Honda's just going to find a way to just continue to go in here. That's so unfortunate. That's a little upsetting, but it is what it is. One stock apiece now in this game one.
He didn't need it. He didn't need the stock at all, and I think he knew it because so far both of his stocks have been lost to a couple unfortunate offstage interactions. It might not matter though here in a couple seconds if Honda plays their cards correctly. At least for now though, JD for the first time has started to get their foot in the door. A lot of damage built up for them as well. They're just kind of throwing out some smash attacks. Another run up down smash into the up B out of shield.
Yeah, no, JD's doing a fantastic job here, and honestly, that's kind of really what it comes down to. It's not exactly about how you start, it's about how you finish, and Honda almost getting the spike once again. No, the up smash the wrong direction, still gets the Falcon dive. JD in control, 142 on Honda here. This could be bad news.
But not the deep breathing, the sun salutation from off stage is going to allow them to get their feet underneath them. And once Wii Fit has their feet underneath them, what are they going to do other than a couple yoga poses? Throws out that F tilt, gets the neutral get up, and finds that stock for the set. And what is going on here?
A little small error, but we won't worry about that.
Rushdown Revolt on our screens.
I think that was actually Brawlhalla, but either way, it doesn't matter. Right now, the main thing to take into consideration here is that Honda was doing a pretty good job, right? But the problem is that they seemed a little finicky in some spots, right? Honestly, they had control of the entire game. We did see them take the W, but there were situations where they would take a pretty strong lead and then lose a stock immediately. One time they just got caught off stage, and JD just, played it correctly, got the spike, got the way to even it up. And the second time they SD'd, and then it just started to run away from them a little bit because JD started to get that rhythm going. That motor just absolutely turned on, running, ready to go. But in the end, Honda still was able to close it out. So we need to find a way for Honda to be a bit more consistent here. What do you think that Honda needs to do to make sure that they don't get into this weird pattern of doing really well and then losing the stock out of nowhere?
So the first thing that I noticed was that the first stock JD took with a risky offstage spike. The second stock JD didn't even take. Honda kind of just gave it up by running a little bit too deep off stage and then air dodging into the blast zone. So I think the main thing that Honda needs to do here is manage their risk reward a little bit better, recognizing, hey, this is a good idea to go off stage, go deep. This is not a good idea to go off stage, go deep, especially as a character like Wii Fit Trainer who benefits from having the stage all to herself, being able to set up both sun salutation and deep breathing. Going off stage isn't always the best of ideas. It would have been a much better situation for them to just kind of chill out on stage, build up their resources, and wait for JD to come to them. But instead, Honda decided to get a little bit too greedy, went off stage, and dropped those stocks too early.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of recognizing that JD doesn't have any fear going out there to close out some stocks. So they definitely need to find a way to kind of figure out what exactly JD's game plan is in those situations. And I think they have a good idea. The good news here is that on Smashville, which is probably a better stage for Falcon in that type of matchup, you were able to take that victory. You're able to take that game one, right? So it gets you into a game two situation where ideally you go to a larger stage again, maybe not Smashville because maybe Honda didn't feel too good there. Maybe JD doesn't want to be there. But we're going to find out. We're actually going to go to a small battlefield. So you do have a little bit more space, but you got these platforms on the sides, which can allow JD to be a bit more aggressive here and actually approach from different options. And oh my God, not going to be able to take the stock, but definitely an explosive start here for JD.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely like the exact opposite of how last game started, but then we kind of fall right back into our familiar rhythm, don't we, Skiff, with that little nair string. But a good up B off stage, coming back onto stage to get their feet underneath them yet again. Another up B as well. These Falcon dives are doing their job, to say the least. The up smash out of shield's not going to do anything, but the gentleman does get them this position on the ledge. But this time they tech
what a tech. Yeah, no, that was fantastic. Gonna be able to stay alive there. But yeah, JD is playing this stock and this game a lot more clean. It seems like they have a really good feel on what exactly they want to be doing, trying to get this damage out on Honda here. But yeah, the pace so far has been fantastic for them. Small battlefield is definitely a better pick so far.
Absolutely, absolutely. But at 143%, we could see Honda taking this out. And there we go. I was trying to build up to it a little bit, but Honda just rips the bandage off with no hesitation. Also catches the roll out from JD with the sun salutation for that little bit of extra damage plus the deep breathing. But they do air dodge in to get past the Raptor dive, or the Raptor boost, excuse me.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely a good start here. I mean, to be able to change the pace like this too. Oh, no, what a beautiful stop right there. To be able to close out that stock. Honda, again, going off stage, and you kind of pointed this out. They were getting a little too brave off stage, and JD, like we've seen before already, is, has no fear in going out there and kind of really letting them know what's up at the moment. There we go, a dash attack once more, and a forward tilt, man. Dude, Wii Fit's forward tilt is just so good, man. It's so strong.
Yeah, it has hitboxes both in front and behind. It covers a lot of space, and not to mention how kind of ridiculously fast it is. These bears, too, are doing a great job of covering space. Now that Deep Breathing is out yet again, JD has to be careful to keep Honda in the air, and they don't quite manage it, so Honda is going to be able to touch back down and find that stock with only 39% extra credit. Now actually 62. It's still not enough that Honda can't quickly build that back up as long as they have their tools at their disposal.
There we go, man. But Honda's right now, they got to be a little more careful. That could have been a huge spike to try and close out the game. Ooh. But they are getting a little too crazy off stage here, trying to find that spike time and time again. But it's just not exactly the spot they want to be going for, because we've seen JD and what they can do off stage. We're going to see another dive just putting Honda off stage. This could be their game. Can they get it done?
Going to get the side B from off stage again. They've retaken control of the stage, but with Deep Breathing, it might not matter. They do get caught by the back air. JD does get control again. They're looking for the ledge trap, but another side B is going to allow Honda to circumvent that. Now they have control. They have all of the tools necessary. Sending JD deep off stage again. They're looking for this KO. They're looking to go up 2-0 in the set. The back air is still not enough to do it. Out comes the header, and it actually is going to be the dare for the spike that closes out game number 2 in Honda's favor.
And that was actually a little crazy. We saw them go for that dare at least a few times now, right? Missed every iteration. Either somehow JD was able to get back to stage, or somehow found a way to get that counterplay. That Falcon dive coming in pretty handy, allowing them those extra resources. But overall, the one that you needed to close out the game is the one you landed. So great stuff to Honda.
Right, so many stray hits were finding their mark onto JD, but none of them were really quite able to close it out, like you said. But again, like you said, you really only need that one defining critical hit at the end of the day to close it all out, and Honda was able to find it. So now they put themselves on the verge of taking the lead for their team here in this best of 3 of best of 5s, so to speak. Each one plays an individual best of 5, but they all play best of 5s in an overall best of 3. It's an interesting format. Skiff, you're muted.
Oh, my bad.
There you go.
No, it is an interesting format. I've seen a few different iterations of this. This one I believe is the most common, but yeah, so far so good. I mean, it is a 2-0 situation right now. JD's not playing bad. It's just that they get into these scenarios where Honda just needs to capitalize one particular instance, and they find a way to do it every time so far. But as we get into the next game here, I wonder where we're going to be going. I wonder if we're going to have a larger stage. I mean, Small Battlefield didn't seem too bad, as JD was, getting some nice strong hits, got a good edge guard or two, but something's just still not quite clicking yet. I don't know what it is.
Right, we saw Small Battlefield the first time. I think Game 1 was on Small Battlefield as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I wouldn't go so far as to call the stage the problem, but I think JD definitely could benefit by something along the lines of Smash Bill, just for some earlier kills and a little bit less space to allow Honda to go for those long-winded combos with their little bit superior mobility. But again, I don't really think the stage is particularly the problem. I think it's just being able to capitalize on openings left by Honda more frequently, because while JD is capitalizing from time to time and finding some pretty good punishes every once in a while on Honda, they're not doing it enough. Honda is making quite a few mistakes in how they play their neutral, leaving quite a few openings, but JD is a little bit too quick to disengage and a little bit too quick to just give over in those situations, and it's not really serving them all that well.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. We'll see if they can find a way to get it going here in this game 3. Hopefully it's not the final game, because when JD, like you mentioned, like when JD has it going, like it is on. Like they are closing out stocks, they're piling on a lot of damage. But yeah, they need to just find a way to not quite disengage, because that's kind of what Honda wants. Wii Fit traders thrive when you're not engaging them entirely, unless you're a character that just happens to do what they do, but a little bit better. But Falcon has the speed to kind of dive in and out. We'll see if they can find a way to turn this around here. I think, are we waiting on anything in particular? Maybe just trying to figure out some stage picks. Either way, it is a Wednesday night. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Hump Day is here. 2 more days till the weekend. So, I mean, who's counting? Not me, that's for sure. Last, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good because I am very excited to be heading out to Orlando tomorrow for the Smash World Tour. I get to see all my friends and get to take part in some pretty fantastic Smash action, which I know that the whole community is waiting with bated breath. But speaking of waiting with bated breath, we were waiting to get into this game number 3 to see if JD can manage to put a point on the board or if Honda is going to be able to close this out. And already off the bat, they just hop off stage and get that deep breathing going.
I mean, hey, you know what? That deep breathing, you kind of have, I'm not sure if she gets a little more speed, but she hits like Bowser and has all these other different tools, and she's already a very good character as it is. Oh, I thought we were going to see a double stomp for a little bit. I thought JD had the sauce just flowing through their veins, but no, we're going to just dial it back here, back to the ledge. But they are doing a good job of keeping Honda a little honest off stage.
Yeah, they were able to put a lot of pressure, and they're still doing just that, trying to go for the stomp off stage. But Honda does manage to find that bear, looks for a stomp of their own, doesn't quite manage to connect, but their pressure has been phenomenal so far. Tries to dash back to avoid the Falcon kick, but can't do so successfully, and JD is going to end up forfeiting that stock by getting a little bit too overzealous with that edge guard.
Yeah, it's definitely a really unfortunate position. They are able to get the Falcon dive there, putting Honda back off stage. But man, it's kind of been a game of Honda just doing pretty okay off stage. Nothing super crazy, just throwing out some projectiles, keeping JD a little honest at the ledge there, not allowing them to come out and do anything crazy. You can see they're jumping, it's like they're trying to bait out an option, but you can definitely tell they're a little more hesitant now.
Yeah, and that's not really serving them all that well either, as they try to come back to stage, get caught by a down tilt. The down tilt's not going to kill directly, but it is more than enough to finish out the stock regardless. JD does finally get their jab in, or should I say get their back air in, to be able to take that one out, but it is a pretty tall task to be able to make this comeback. Still very doable, though.
Yeah, no, Falcon does have these combos that can kind of blow some people up, especially a character like Wii Fit, got about a medium weight, but is a taller character as well. So if JD can find those combos, find those openings, maybe get some of those knees popping off, they could find a way to really even this up, or maybe a spike. That was huge. Can they find a way to finish this stock off? Can you finish your food here?
Not quite yet, as they get hit by the soccer ball from off stage to regain stage control, and then the turnaround F tilt, and then the mom made dinner DI as they get hit by an up air at only 89, but still end up losing their life for it with no KO screen. And that is going to be Honda putting the first point on the board for Crispy Carmelite High School.
Yeah, you know what? Good stuff in general. It was a little unfortunate there, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, JD, I think after that first stock where they felt like they had the edge guard down and just wasn't able to get it the way they wanted to, they ended up getting reverse spiked. I think that, it got a mentality thing there, and JD just wasn't really able to find a way to turn that around. And as we see, Honda just kind of closed it out from there. A strong 3-0 to get started for their team.
Yeah, that was a fantastically played set from Honda, like I said a second ago, putting a point on the board for Crispy Carmelite High School. Now only one away from securing the win in this grand finals, but their next teammate is going to have to take it as well to close it out. So up next, we are going to see AA, or maybe it's double A. I'm not sure if it's stylized as that, taking on Seb25. Seb25 being Honda's teammate and AA being JD's teammate.
Yeah, so I'm going to see if I can possibly find any information on these players here. I feel like Seb25 is a pretty unique tag, and if it's anything they go off of here, they will be playing Bowser Jr., which I am always a big fan of. I love watching Bowser Jr.'s, especially when they're talented and they know what they want to be doing. AA is a bit more broad of a character, or at least a name. It could be anything between the Isabelle I'm seeing right here or potentially a Pokemon trainer. Either way, I'm down for either of them. Both characters can be very exciting to watch. Isabelle could be a bit different to play against. I know I just had my Isabelle experience not too long ago at Fusion 100 this past Monday. Had to take on Mr. Zircon,
didn't you?
Mr. Zircon, round one, baby, round one. It was a trip. It was a trip, let me tell you. So potentially Bowser Jr. taking on Isabelle here.
I was just going to say that is certainly Maybe one of the least fun pools matches I can think of. Just like off the top of my head, like arriving at Fusion and seeing, oh, I have to fight Zircon. I can hardly think of something that I would like any less than that.
Yeah, I think originally who did they have me against? I forgot who it was, but it got switched to Mr. Zircon. It was another player. It was another player who, like, I looked at, I just said, like, I don't want to fight this guy. I forgot who it was, though. Either way,
maybe? I don't know.
No, it wasn't Zane. It wasn't Zane. Either way, actually, I had fun during that match. I felt like I probably could have taken a game, but what happened at one point is I took the first stock, had a little bit of a roll going, and then Mrs. Zircon just said, no, I'm better. And just kind of, it was tough. It was a tough one. But either way, great stuff up there, up at Tri-State. But as we wait to get into these next players here, Seb25 taking on AA. I'm really hoping that it's definitely a Bowser Jr. taking on an Isabel. That would definitely be a good one for sure. And actually going to see the Falco. I'm so cool with that.
Okay.
But yeah, we do still see the Bowser Jr. I'm hyped for it. Bowser Jr. is a great character. Shout out to players like Yoda Cage. Just really making this character shine.
There's a couple in every region that just have the Bowser Jr. on lock and force their region to learn this kind of obscure matchup, right? You've got Ketchup over in SoCal. You've got Yoda Cage over in Philly. You've got Daniil in the South for Georgia and Alabama. So there's just a couple of them out there that make sure that this character just does not fall into obscurity. But we'll see if Seb25 can do along the lines of those players, or if they're just going to get hit by the agenda, so to speak.
Yeah, that is for sure. Shout outs to Larry. But right now, AA's doing a fantastic job. I'm pretty sure they have a good idea on how you're supposed to be fighting Bowser Jr. They recognize the combo game that Bowser Jr. can open up should they get the opening on you. And they're kind of, taking their time, using these lasers to disrupt the side Bs coming out from them, and then getting some small combo game. Not the patented combo game that we see from Falcos usually, but it is what it is.
Tries to go for the up B out of the side B to get a little bit of extra damage and maybe follow it up with a kill, but no dice, and they do end up just landing right on top of that up smash out of shield from AA. So AA is going to be the one who takes the first stock of this set, but it's very, very quickly retaken by a nice down smash at the ledge. And being able to answer back is fine and well, but man, AA is just kind of popping off here a little bit. Went for a nice 27%. We did see Seb get back to the stage though, but this is the combo game we were just talking about. 57% right back at him, man. Bowser Jr. is an absolute menace. A lot of damage being dealt here as well. 74, now 95, and he's actually going to lose the stock skip. You said it yourself. Damage output, check. Kill power, check. Bowser Jr. is menacing, especially against a character like Falco, and they just haven't seemed to find a way to deal with this yet.
I mean, it's kind of like a tale of the same. Oh, no. Okay, actually, that was probably a better situation for AA than what the spot that they were currently in. You did see the abandoned ship there come out from Seb. Ooh, but the cannonball going right back at him. And they actually, put AA way out there, but what a beautiful spike. Gonna be able to answer back, but 71%, that's a lot of damage here, and especially with how Bowser Jr. can hurt you sometimes. This might be bad news for AA. As the game goes on, they're gonna have to play hard here.
Yeah, that was an absolutely insane reversal off stage, but like you said, they've still got a lot of space to make up. They have to be careful about those Mecha Koopas coming their way. You can't just fire lasers past them or you're going to be eating a little bit too much damage for comfort. Out comes off stage, uses the armor of the side B to break through. Barely both of them making it back to the stage. Goes for the jab on the ledge, and this is dangerous. Bowser Jr. has one of the strongest jabs in the entire game. He very well could be finding a KO with it if AA is not careful.
Okay, yeah, okay, that was actually smart. They kind of held on to that Mecha Koopa. A lot of people might feel the need to just absolutely toss it out there, but they knew that AA was going to be looking for that reflector. And you can see AA's working hard here, trying to get this damage built back up, but the pressure was way too much for them at the ledge. You could see how nervous they were. They did not want to engage as that Packer closes out that game one. Seb25 off to a really good start here, but both these players have really strong plays.
Yeah, both of them played really, really well, and it came down to the wire at the end there. Both of them definitely could have found a KO at any moment there, but at the end of the day, like you said, it was Seb25 who did take it out with this play right here. got the rollback, and then immediately did that turnaround RAR bear, which I actually really liked because it mixed up AA on where their positioning was going to be in that moment. So they were able to kind of get a little bit of confusion going, get in there, get the hit, and get the kill. But they've still got to win 2 more games if they want to crown themselves the winner in this series. So their work is certainly not done, and with how close that game 1 was, it's also going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, but I think the big thing to take into consideration here, right, is those last few seconds. Yes, Seb did get the victory, but if you look at how nervous AA was in that situation, they were trying to play a run-and-gun style, literally, just trying to build that damage back up as best as possible. And there was a time when Seb 25 was just sitting there, right, waiting to see what AA's option was. It wasn't just throwing out attacks because you could throw out attacks. They waited to see what AA was going to do and got the punish. Now, that could be big. That could be telling going into the next couple games here. You know, that Seb 25 could have the mentality advantage, never mind just the, the win advantage at the moment. But we're going to go right back to PS2. We'll see if they're going to be able to answer back. But right now, Seb's looking good.
Yeah, Seb is looking really good. You said it a little bit earlier that he had a little bit of a rough start in game number 1. He's having a little bit of a rough start here in game number 2. If he's not careful about how he gets past this Falco, he's already taken 71%. But this is about the same way that game 1 started, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see them take this out again. But again, they're going to have to get past one of the strongest combo games in the entire roster, and they've yet to do so thus far, finally getting their first hit of the game with that measly 2% off of the cart.
And okay, gonna be able to get back to stage. Yeah, right now, AA is doing a much better job here of getting that damage down, but unfortunately, they're gonna get sent right up to the blast zone there. So AA off to a much better start. Definitely looking a lot more comfortable. I want to take back what I said about the mentality advantage because it seems like their mentality is pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, it is looking fantastic. I would go way past pretty good, Skiff, at this point because they nearly 0 to death Seb on the first stock, and they're holding pretty steady here for the second one as well. Just building up lots of extra credit and actually already having lapped Seb in terms of percents on this new stock. Gets the down tilt, but no follow-up.
Ooh, that's huge. That's a nice little bit of damage. Only 71% though, and you are still behind quite a bit on the stocks. Tried to get the read of the Falco Phantasm right onto the stage here, and tried it again with the abandoned ship that time, putting yourself in a pretty compromised position. And yeah, man, 725 continues to look like you're in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, not actually having the greatest of times here against this Falco in game 2. It seems that AA has gotten a pretty solid download from game number 1, despite losing it. And especially in long form best of 5s, that's all you really need to do. If you lose game 1, you've got plenty more to work with. So just do your best to get a download on your opponent's habits, on how they play. That way you can go into the next game a lot more confident, exactly like they're doing here.
No, for sure, for sure. And yeah, it is. I mean, AA is 100% looking confident as they continue to just really control the pace of the game here. They got to dial back the lasers a little bit because that's the second time I've seen them actually get caught by the Mecha Koopa while shooting lasers. And as you mentioned earlier in game 1, that is one of the best rapid jabs in the game. Able to take stocks at that percentage that far in on the stage on PS2. Bowser Jr.'s definitely got it in spades there, but now it's in a really interesting spot. Got to get back to the stage. To jump off the ledge is actually going to go right into the loving legs of Falco as the up smash takes out the second stock already.
We'll just say loving embrace instead of going there, Skiff. But they're off of the Angel platform and right back to the same old tricks, but those same old tricks just aren't working. It seems that, like you mentioned, AA just has a bead on how Seb is moving around the stage, not letting these side Bs mix them up, not letting these Mecha Koopas get in their way, just playing a solid game, getting these up tilts, getting these up airs, and now pressuring Seb in the corner here.
Okay, there we go. Fantastic grab. I do like the empty jump into that. Just trying to put out some good damage. Gets another follow-up with a forward air here. The pressure is pretty big. Trying to go for one more up smash to try and close it all out. But a back air That's huge. Can they find a way to close it out? Oh, man, that could have been really dangerous. 725 almost putting themselves in just the right position for Falco to take advantage of it. But no, they will find a way back to stage, but not without taking some additional damage here. That's a lot of extra damage. Even your own Mecha Koopa coming at you. And the forward air to close it out as AA finds a way to even it up one apiece.
Yeah, that was just dominantly played in that game. And now we are indeed 1-1 in this best of 5. Just that, like, I have nothing bad to say about how AA played that. There were a couple moments where some little things happened and Seb was able to get, make their way back in. But overall, like, it just looked like Seb was completely lost throughout most of those games. And that's kind of what you have to do in these situations. You just have to buckle down and play a solid game after adapting to your opponent and make sure that they don't have the opportunity to counter-adapt. And AA did just that, taking game number 2 again, really strongly.
No, very strongly. I mean, started off strong, finished strong. That's exactly what you need if you want to try and convince everybody at home, convince the rest of your team that you guys are still in this game. And AA 100% did that, came out here, literally shined, no pun intended, and now we're going into a Game 3 situation where they're hoping to take the lead off of that momentum.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see because we mentioned it earlier how, like, AA took that loss in the first game as an opportunity to adapt, as an opportunity to learn, as an opportunity to get better at the matchup, but the opposite is also obviously possible, obviously true as well, that in between these two games that Seb could also make those same adaptations, could come back into this a lot stronger, and we could still see Seb taking this next game despite how dominant game 1 was. So as we get ready to get into it, I am very excited to see how this goes.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out from here too. That's another thing to kind of keep in mind. Okay, we are going to see the characters. I was just about to ask if we were potentially going to see some character switches because I'm looking here. It looks like Seb does have a Cloud that they can pull out. They haven't played it too much, but it looks like they fessed around a little bit. So if that's a situation that they feel like they need to make, I mean, Cloud's not a bad character at all.
Oh, absolutely not. Cloud is one of my favorites, just in general, but remember what I said about making those adaptations already off the bat? This is a perfect reversal of how game number 1 went with the stage counter pick as well. This is exactly what Seb needed. He's already got 88% on the board, has only been touched once, and is going to be looking for this KO with the up smash, not able to find it though.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely a very good spot, too. I mean, you got those additional platforms to kind of keep that combo going a little further than usual. And, ooh, that was a little scary. I think AA needs to take that into consideration. Potentially just recover to the ledge instead of that Phantasm onto the stage because that back air was almost waiting for them and almost losing that first stock within the first minute. Ooh.
Oh.
Is that a stock? Nope, we do.
Not quite.
Even with the shorter blossoms on the side, they were able to survive that one. They were also in the center of the stage, but sometimes I'm just not surprised. Wow, living still.
Fantastically DI'd in that situation, but good DI can only save you for so long, Skiff, as they do finally drop that stock, and now they're in another Bowser Jr. combo, but good escape from AA, and immediately launching into a combo of their own. Great grab there to extend it a little bit farther, and there's the down air too. Great extensions from AA.
Yeah, no, I mean, getting that 92%, that's big, but Bowser Jr. is one of the heavier characters in the game. You're going to need a little more if you want to find a way to take that stock. However, there's always the spike on board as well. We saw AA land one of them earlier, so that could definitely be an equalizer option if they feel like they need to go for it. But at the moment, 725 is, you know, they got a good little rhythm going. They've got a nice pace being established here, and AA is certainly struggling. Oh, that could have been a grab.
Oh,
Don't get to grab the jab. Oh, wait, hold it.
Wait.
I think the platform's going to start moving.
Is he?
Woo!
Hang on. Skiff, he was SDIing in. Or he was DIing in, excuse me.
No, he 100% he was DIing in. And it was probably because of the fact that he might have been scared that the platforms were going to start moving. He was scared to DI out because he didn't want to DI all the way to losing that stock. But that was just one of those...
DI all the way to losing that stock.
Yeah, I know. But I think it's just one of those situations where, like, you're not sure what the best option is. You're just trying to hope and pray that you chose the right one. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for AA there.
That is unfortunate to say the least. I never thought I'd see the day where a jab kills at 30.
Hey, that's just the power of holding in.
Bowser Jr., I think the strongest rapid jab in the game, and potentially the second strongest jab overall in the game. I do consider Chrom/Roy to be stronger with the potential to do things like jab back air or jab F smash. But in terms of rapid jabs, Bowser Jr.'s got all of them beat by several miles. And speaking of beating by several miles, Seb might be cooking up a 3-stock, but just as I say that, they do get caught by the back throw to KO.
Hey, but still not a bad position to be in. I was just about to mention it could still be a JV3. So we're both kind of ruining things for the player here as they continue to establish dominance. Yeah, they do find the back air. So honestly, a great game from CIF25. Being able to answer back after that game too, which AA looked really dominant in.
Really, really well played overall. And I mean, it's exactly like I said, Skiff took that game two as an opportunity for adaptation, adapted beautifully, brought us to a nice counter pick stage as well, and very nearly 3-stocked their opponent. Okay, let's see this. 50% before the jab. This, he's SDIing. Skiff, he's not just DIing in. He's SDIing down and in, too. You can see from the sparks, because the blue sparks are moving in different directions for each different DI. That's insane. Skiff, you muted yourself again.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's just a bunch of situations there that it makes sense, like to DI in like that, right? And I don't blame them for reacting that way, because I mean, I feel like you and I probably could have got caught in that situation too. You don't know when the platform's going to start moving to the left. You have that mentality that Bowser Jr.'s rapid jab does indeed do that much damage and will actually kill at some weird percentages sometimes. So it's just a situation that you're just, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But either way, great stuff to CIF25 being able to answer back, especially after that game too.
Yeah, absolutely. And running it immediately into game number 3 here. See what the counter pick stage will be. It'll actually be Battlefield, so I think that AA is going to be looking for a couple platform extensions with this tri-plat layout, but they could shoot themselves in the foot with this decision, considering that Bowser Jr. has some pretty nasty juggle combos of his own. We might be seeing one right here, and yeah, there it is, immediately to 69%.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage. It's going to continue to pile up. Ooh, if they actually kept going just a little bit further, I'm sure they would have caught AA, but look at this combo from AA there. Going to be able to get that up smash up top, but the back air out of the up tilt as well. And this could be bad news here. Falco, whoa, they fell out of the neutral lane. That's so unfortunate.
Looking for the back air, looking for something to close this out. Both of them are, because this first stock is absolutely critical. It's going, no, not going to KO quite yet. Cross stage back air is not enough.
I mean, 140 though, Bowser Jr. is a heavier character too. And you know what?
Yep.
I like the thought process from AA there to like, look, I know they're going to come past the stage. I'll block the first one. I'll get the punish. But like, sometimes you got to remember that that hammer can be swung more than once. And AA just found that out firsthand.
Looking for the up airs as well. Just trying to build up as much extra credit. And we could very quickly see this go the way of game number 3 if they can close this out as a 3-0. Or 3-1, excuse me, and secure the victory for their teammates. There's the rapid jab again for about 20%.
Yeah, no, definitely a good start. Oh, but the back you're going to be able to answer back. Fantastic stuff from AA, just evening it up a little bit. But now you got that extra credit from before, and basically you're kind of still building up the extra credit. Now 86 is big time damage. That laser coming through, and as you can see, AA put the shield up, even though it didn't quite reach some, because we've already seen them get picked up by it a few times now. But yeah, they really got to find a way to get this damage going here, because Seb is really running away with this game, and if they find a way to close this out, I believe that is a 2-0 for their school.
Absolutely correct, Skiff. And it is really interesting to see how Seb is playing a lot of these situations. They've recognized that AA is a little bit too comfortable dropping shield after they think that the pressure is off of them. And so what Seb has been doing is crossing shield with the side B and then immediately drifting back in and going for a back air. And AA hasn't really found a way to deal with it yet. But there's a rapid jab. They do keep shield up long enough to make it through. Now they're looking for a combo of their own. They might be able to even it up here with a very, very strong showing. But Seb is able to escape.
Yeah, Seb's definitely certainly taking their time here. They don't want to get caught up in too bad of a scenario, because you and I both know the damage that Falco can put out there, especially all you got to do is land that one up tilt, and all of a sudden a stock could be disappearing. That back air certainly strong, but man, the reflector into the Mecha Koopa, putting that damage back onto Bowser Jr., getting the stage spike as well. Beautiful stuff as we see AA finally take the lead back.
Remember what I said a second ago, Skiff is able to take that lead back thanks to a very, very strong showing and a great combo at that, but it's not over yet. He's not out of the woods yet, because he's going to need to get a lot of extra credit, which he's doing right now, before he can be too comfortable with this.
Yeah, no, AA's doing a great job. But right now, 66% in this final stock here for Seb 25. Can they find a way to get in here? All they need to do is take that stock out, and they can get that damage. They can find a way to even this up. They will live a little bit longer due to the weight factor alone on Bowser Jr., so this could work out in the long run. They just got to get it going, man. And AA's taking their time. They're not pushing anything further than they need to, but sometimes Seb 25 and Bowser Jr. is going to push it in regardless. Great stuff so far. 87%. This is doable.
This is very doable for Seb. We've seen more damage than this in just a singular combo before, so I don't see why we couldn't see it again. And I think AA is scared of the same thing, because he's trying to keep his distance between himself and the Bowser Jr., just using these lasers to make sure that the space is respected. This could be the starter.
Ooh. Yeah, they actually just missed that up air. They went for the forward air. I think they wanted the up air instead. That would have got that combo started, but we're going to see the up smash take it, evening it up 2 games apiece. AA needs to make this game 5 count, because you're going to put your team in a 1-0 situation at that point. That's what you need to stay in this. So we'll see if AA can get it done. However, it is Seb 25's counter pick.
Yeah, Sub 25, we saw them do an amazing amount of damage on their counter pick previously when they managed to take AA to Town and City. So we definitely could see something along those same lines coming into game number 5, which, Skiff, I think this might be the first game 5 we've seen in all of these Play versus events, too, if I'm not mistaken.
We got one in the first block.
You're
that
right,
we did.
the very first one.
I think it was the third set went to game 5. I think we got down right to the last possible game possible. But yeah, honestly, so it's not the first time, but I'm glad it's not that wasn't the last time, because man, game 5s are a hype. Things get a little more tense, and obviously there's a lot on the line here. If AA can't find a way to clutch it out, I mean, then their team goes down 2-0, but they can find a way to get this W here. That's a 1-1 situation leading into a very intense set 3, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, we should be getting into this very, very shortly. I don't believe we're going to see any swap-ups in terms of characters. Skiff, I know you were talking about how these two have a couple pockets behind the scenes, but neither really has a reason to swap it up here. Both of these characters are playing fantastically, and we are going to be running it for Game 5 to where else but Town and City, where Seb was able to get such a dominant game during the last one.
Yeah, but Falco can do well here as well. I mean, when you take into consideration that back air that's at their disposal, they should be able to take out some stocks a little bit sooner sometimes. And as you can see at the moment, 78% to get things started. They are looking really, really good. But yeah, you are right, man. 725 uses these platforms pretty well, but maybe AA will also take into consideration of not staying onto those platforms for too long, where 725 was able to score a really goofy stock the first time around. But look at this, man. Taking that damage all the way back, now has a percentage lead.
Yeah, suddenly in the lead after all of that work that AA did, and actually going to be able to take out the stock too after AA tries to land on Seb's shield. They managed to find the up smash to KO, and now they're just pouring on the extra credit, much like they did during game number 3. This is looking like we're just repeating history, Skiff.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely a situation, but that's a situation with a back air. Now 2 stocks apiece, 39%. AA has shown that they can put down the combos, they can put in the work, but can they find a way to take the lead back? Again, they need it. Oh my God, alley-oop to yourself. Seb 25 just popping off. That was a beautiful combo. Wasn't able to take the stock, but that's okay.
Yeah, very, very well played there. They've still got a lot more work to do here. Tries for the up smash out of shield to be able to take out the stock, but does not do so successfully. So AA is just going to be able to retreat to the corner and start throwing lasers yet again. Waiting for the approach here. looking for the back air, but actually gets beat out by the forward air, goes high, tries for the back air on that top platform, but instead gets punished on the landing by another up smash. And Seb puts himself one stock away from knocking AA out and being able to take this for his team.
Didn't they actually just buff his up smash recently, Bowser Jr.'s? I know they did the down smash a while ago. I think it's when Steve came out, but I thought we just got the up smash buff not too long ago. I might be mistaken.
I don't think it was up smash. I think it was a different move, but I'm actually not certain. You might be right there.
Okay. Well, right now, oh no, that's so unfortunate. You got the weird Jake kill off of the abandoned ship. That's just so unfortunate.
I need to see that replay here in a second as we go through the next couple so we can break down exactly what happened. Here's the one where he does, so this is the kill here. Gets the nair, and then does the up B here. But how did this kill? Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out how that side B came out, but I believe he buffered it by mistake. I think he was trying to buffer maybe a get-up attack or maybe like a neutral get-up into a side B to try and get back to center stage. But either way, that is not what happened because the weak hit of the abandoned ship did catch him by surprise and managed to force that mistake, force that KO, and now that is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, it is going to be the side of the Crespi Carmelite High School players taking this series.
They will take the series, so congratulations to them on a strong 2-0. However, we are still going to play out the third set because if the players show up, let them play. That's what I'm all about. But yeah, fantastic stuff to them, though. I mean, a 2-0 in a pretty strong fashion. Game 5, too. In a Game 5 situation, at Seb 25 showed up and just kind of, said, hey, listen, I thrive in these scenarios. Let me show you why that is the case. And also, just so you're aware, Sub 25 is a competitor in the Juicebox series. So
my tournament.
Yeah, your tournament.
That's interesting to hear. It's nice to see some of that crossover from these sorts of tournaments into those other echelons.
All right, but before we get into this final set here, we do want to give a quick shout out to Omen and NVIDIA. The CIF Esports Initiative Championships are presented by Omen and NVIDIA. Professional grade Omen gaming PCs with NVIDIA GeForce RTX graphics help these players take their game to the next level. You can visit hp.com/go/esports for more information and special education pricing.
Absolutely, absolutely. But speaking of great friends, those people, excuse me, I just completely stumbled over it. Over at Omen and NVIDIA do so much for the esports scene at large, and it's always great to see them giving support to events like this one where we're giving high school players the opportunity to put on a show for the whole world. So just huge shout outs to them again. I know you already went over it, but I just wanted to quickly reiterate how thankful we are to be partnered with so many fantastic groups just like them. But I actually do think we should be about ready to get into our next and final best of 5 very shortly, which will be between Hakuto and Nightlight. Even though it was a 2-0 for the side of Krispy Kreme. Not Krispy Kreme, excuse me. How did that get me? Krispy Carmelite.
It was eventually. It was going to happen eventually.
That's the Freudian slip right there. I was thinking about donuts, but Krispy Carmelite. Excuse me.
We made the Starbucks joke earlier.
Yeah, it's your fault. Okay. It was a 2-0 for the side of Krispy Carmelite, but we are still going to play out Game 3 like we mentioned earlier in order to give all of these players that opportunity to shine on the big stage, so we should be getting into it very shortly. And I'm wondering who Hakuto and Nightlight are going to be playing, if you have any information on that.
Ooh. Well, it looks like we're going to be getting Terry taking on Steve. But you know what? I hope this esports squad gets a sponsorship from Krispy Kreme or something because, hey, that'd be pretty cool. But either way, we're going to get into Final Destination here. This is more of an exhibition set, as you mentioned. One team already took the victory. But, man, I'm excited to see how this plays out. Terry is a very strong character. And as you and I have seen recently, actually, with, what's their name? Terry player.
Riddles?
No, not Riddles. It was in the juice box. Yeah, OG Mustang. They've been doing really well of actually taking on Jake, who's one of the more prolific Steve mains.
Yeah, that is a set that both of us have seen, but Jake did manage to win it out in the end. maybe thanks to a little bit of coaching from yours truly. But we won't linger on that, as we do have to focus on the fact that Hakuto's first stock just got absolutely eviscerated there. They already lost it, and the way that Steve feels, it feels like we're just one up tilt away from losing the next one as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely Square Luigi, that is for sure. With the way that this combo game comes out, you feel like your stocks are disappearing, and the ledge trapping, all the options that Steve has at their disposal could be an absolute nightmare for any character, especially any player who's just not ready and doesn't know. Oh my god, they're going for it all.
What? That was so smart. Uses the up B on stage to quickly cover distance, and then once they've covered the distance, they do that immediate cancel into the up smash. That was so cool.
That was, yeah, I feel like Nightlight is really just kind of popping off here. So, I mean, they don't need to. Keep that in mind. Their team already has the W, but they're definitely just making that extra statement saying, look, my team didn't even need me. And, you might be a little bit thankful for that. But right now, we're going to see if Hakuto can get back onto the stage, find a way to take the stock. And there it is, Buster Wolf taking the first stock here for their side.
Absolutely, absolutely. But another Buster Wolf actually immediately. The thing is that Hakuto is going to need a little bit more, than just a couple Buster Wolves here. But they are certainly looking for it. They do get hit by that down smash off of the anvil.
Oh.
And they're not going to be able to make that recovery, pulling the trigger on that air dodge just a little bit too early. And that was a fast first win from Nightlight. Wow.
Yeah, that was a very fast win. And the thing that's unfortunate is that they went for the air dodge. And I think it's because they were expecting to go probably a little bit higher. So it was probably a buffered option. If they actually side beat, it scoops, man. Scoops. It's just what happens. But that final stock there, if they had actually side beat immediately instead of the air dodge, they would have been able to recover back to stage. Terry does have the resources to recover from some scenarios that you wouldn't think that he could. But overall, I mean, great stuff from Nightlight, man. That was
something.
That was something, man. Steve, definitely a point of contention within the Smash community lately. But you know what? The characters here just learned some counterplay.
You just need to play the matchup correctly, and you can get around a lot of the stuff that Steve throws your way. So we should be seeing maybe a little bit of a switch up in how Hakuto approaches that. And I think the first step to approaching the Steve matchup better is not taking Steve to FD, because that is undoubtedly their strongest stage. Because first of all, they get to mine with the shovel. So they don't have to worry about wasting their attack resources by mining for resources. Second of all, there's no platforms in which to mix up your approaches, but Steve can make platforms of his own to mix up his approaches, meaning that he has complete and total control over how the stage is shaped, and that is not something that you want to give to Steve.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right on that one. But you know what? It is what it is. Hopefully Hakuto can check this this game out. Recognize what they did wrong, which is the first thing. Don't go to FD against Steve.
Don't go to FD.
Either way, yeah, that's the big one. But either way, it didn't look too bad. You know, once they got on the stage, they were able to get a stock, build up a little bit of extra damage. But Nightlight was kind of a terror, and we're running it back to FD. Ooh, I know, and I understand that the fighting game characters, they do well on this stage. There's a few other characters that do well, but sometimes you're better off going somewhere else if a player that you're fighting is using a character who thrives here just a little bit more.
Oh, they are off to a pretty good start this game. They didn't quite get the special cancel off of the down throw. That's usually what Terrys are looking for at about that percent, is that down throw up air special cancel up B for the rising tackle damage. They weren't able to quite execute it correctly, though, and now they find themselves stuck on the ledge. Steve going to try and air dodge through that, but the hitbox extension on the crafting table actually did work against Nightlight there, as they got hit by the dash attack regardless, but now they have stone tools, and they just do another up smash. They're not hesitating to pull these up smashes out. Wow.
If I see one more. Of course, as soon as I say that. Wow, what a situation here. Yeah, Nightlight definitely has the ledge trap game. Whoa. You saw that. That Buster Wolf was coming out to play, and they grabbed him right before it could actually connect.
Yeah, but that second Buster Wolf is going to do the job. So they actually do manage to take the first stock, but for the first time this game, Nightlight does manage to find themselves some nicer tools. It might not matter, though, if they don't, if they're not careful and take the stock out soon. because they did just eat an F-tilt Buster Wolf, and yeah, Skiff, they're starting to get punished for these reckless up smashes.
Yeah, it's definitely, they're trying to style a little bit, and Hakuto is kind of reminding them, hey, listen, I can still put down some big damage, and Terry is a scary dude when they are able to put down that damage, get their combo game flowing here. That's a power dunk putting to 110. Not quite going to be able to take the stock, but this could be the opening in need. No, the grab isn't able to connect. Unfortunate position for Nightlight.
Jab, jab, power dunk coming through. It's Terry's bread and butter for a reason, but there the raw power dunk does its job and takes out the stock. So now for the in a complete reversal, excuse me, of how last game went, it's actually going to be Hakuto with a huge lead here. They've still, like, it still feels very doable for Steve, and that's the scary part, because look out, there's the blocks.
Oh. Yeah, okay, but we've got to get that rising tackle. We're going to be able to get through those dirt blocks, but this is a scary position here. Ooh, with the ledge guard and the wood blocks we're able to stop him. The dirt blocks not before. But yeah, we'll see if they can find a way to turn this around. Gets the down tilt, and there's that grab that they wanted before, but wasn't able to get it. And this is where things could go haywire last. You pointed it out just a couple seconds ago, and we could be seeing that come to fruition.
Oh, he wanted the stage spike off of that. You saw that, right, Skiff? And he actually...
Ooh,
you saw that. You saw
I saw that. I was scared.
He wanted the TNT detonation to bounce him off of the block right above and get a stage spike off of it. This is some kind of insane creativity coming through from Nightlight, but at the end of the day, he might not even need to get creative because he's got diamond tools out. He's doing all the damage he needs, but it's actually the up tilt into the power geyser that takes it out for Hakuto. He finds the stock and he finds the game at the last possible second.
Listen, I do not think Hakuto is going to be able to get through that ledge trap scenario. It covers a lot of your options. It just kind of comes down to the Steve just converting on, you know, what option you go in particular, right? And somehow, some way, Hakuto gets through it all. It probably had to do with the iron block being in place there underneath the anvil,
right,
not a dirt block or a wood block.
What Nightlight wanted, I don't know if we'll catch it in the replay here in a second, but what Nightlight wanted to do was he wanted to set that up with either wood or, so yeah, we're going to see it here. No, it's the next replay, sorry. He wanted to set it up with a wood block here. That way the block would break earlier, and he would be able to cancel it into the down tilt and get a shield break. But because it was iron, it took longer for it to crack, and it ended up with him getting stuck there a little bit too long, which allowed Hakuto to get that roll behind. But now we're going into game number 3, still on FD.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely just a situation where you had all the good resources, but it was just a resource that you didn't want for that particular scenario. So iron's great, but sometimes it can be a curse, and right there, that's what we saw. But yeah, we're gonna see if Hakuto can take that momentum and run with it. Nightlight obviously was kind of messing around there. We saw those 4 up smashes in a row at one point. You know, just trying to make a statement. But there we go. We're gonna get that burning knuckle and see if they take that first stock. The power dunk should be enough, and it is.
Yeah, this is definitely one hell of a turnaround coming through from Hakuto. He is still going to get scooped up by that up smash, but it's not nearly enough to kill him yet, but a couple more Jake smashes will certainly do the job. There's the F throw, and then the anvil. Straight from the Acme Corporation.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's exactly what happens when, what do we call it? The Sonic and Steve matchup happens. It's literally Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. But either way, okay,
these F smashes.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, you got steel weapons on deck right now. You may as well try to use them to build up some damage. Uh-oh.
F tilt into the side B, using that crack shoot to cover space, but they do get caught. No bear. That I thought for sure that bear was going to connect. Oh, and these setups with the TNT are kind of crazy from Nightlight. Oh, these setups with the anvil are kind of crazy from Nightlight.
That was actually all Hakuto's fault, to be honest, because of the fact that they went to rising tackle, trying to get that stock potentially out of Nightlight, but they kind of put themselves in a super compromising position, which actually ended up making them lose that stock. They're trying to find a way to even it off, trying to find that down air and get that spike. Just wasn't able to get it.
Wasn't able to quite yet, but should be able to find it with a couple more hits. The problem is going to be finding those hits on a Steve with all the resources in the world. Well, he's actually running out of resources. But he does have diamond tools on the board.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a... They kind of hurried up in that situation. Ooh, I wouldn't want to do that. Not with their ledge invincibility going to be gone. Somehow getting back on the stage there. Oh, wait, no, they actually landed on their block, so that allowed them to get their invincibility back. Excuse me.
Watch out for the Jake smash.
Yeah. Jake Smash going to be coming out here. Ooh, I don't know what they tried to do.
That was supposed to be minecart.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, that was the startup for minecart, but he didn't have enough iron for it, and as a result, he is going to pay the price. Definitely good stuff on Hakuto for smothering Nightlight so hard here.
Oh.
Not as good stuff to Hakuto for air dodging past the ledge, though. That's a little bit unfortunate, but it happens.
It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we'll see if Hakuto can find a way to answer back in this game 4. That was definitely a bit rough, though. They definitely had a good start in a couple situations. That was super unfortunate. I understand the need to want to close out stocks on a Steve player as fast as possible, but you don't want to get caught up in the plethora of options this character has.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think, like, every single game that we've gone through here so far, it's looked a little bit better for Hakuto. He was able to take game number 2, but I do think that was due to an unfortunate setup with the block. He was on the verge of losing that. But every single time he's come a little bit closer. That time he did much better at smothering and rushing down Steve to make sure that he didn't have as many resources as he wants. So I can definitely still see Hakuto being able to win this.
Yeah, no, they could. They're just going to need to have a really big game 4 here, and you kind of need that because that momentum will help bring you into that next game. I'm kind of surprised we would go in the Final Destination, but if I remember correctly, I believe OG and Jake, when they fought, they went to the Final Destination for like the first 4 games as well.
Yeah, and then I think it was OG that did end up counter-picking him. But regardless, we very well might see only FD for this set, especially if Nightlight manages to take it, because that'll be the end of this set and this block.
That was unfortunate. I think they actually wanted the Turner or the crack shoot. Oh, a bit unfortunate.
What?
Oh, no. They must have like air dodged or something at the end there. I don't know what happened, but you know what? Hakuto, I would take that if I was them.
Okay. That was certainly an interesting way to lose the stock, but Nightlight definitely not letting it stuff their momentum at all in the slightest as they come right off the Angel platform and start swinging at it. Something that I haven't really touched on yet, but I'm very impressed by is how strong these no-impact landings onto the blocks from Nightlight are. Very few Steve players have actually mastered the ability to consistently do no impact landings, but when you see Nightlight do that block place immediately into the down smash, that's a no impact landing coming through, and that's way more difficult than it looks.
Oh yeah, no, it's actually, I mean, people like to think that this character is free to play, and they're not. You have to pay $5.99. But either way, you still have to get some things going, but we are going to see the Buster Wolf there. Hakuto starting to answer back. 117, they could be losing a stock very soon here. The ledge trap tools from Steve are strong and not going to quite get the get, but they will get the back here. We're getting into a potential last stock situation for Hakuto, and they built themselves out of the corner there. They actually end up getting hit by Terry because of that.
Yeah, definitely an unfortunate interaction there, but right on the ledge here, another down tilt, jab, power dunk.
Ooh, okay, I don't know what Nightlight's going for, but I don't know if it's a little bit of nerves. It looks like we got some misinputs happening here. That was actually really sick. I know it was only 31%, but that was actually a really clean little combo.
Oh no, but he goes deep off stage and he might have just trapped himself at the ledge. Oh, this is so scary. Oh!
Ooh.
Okay, wait, that's not enough to kill. This is crazy, Skiff. Both of these players are on the verge of being able to take this, and I know that sounds crazy considering Terry's only at 67%, but this grab from Steve comes through. He's trying to build up a couple more resources. He has that iron on lock, but this jab, rising tackle should do it, and we're going to game 5.
Yeah, no, that was 100% because you actually, if you look at the resources right now, Nightlight was running out of resources a lot at the end there. There wasn't a whole lot that they were going to be able to get going. So honestly, at that point, when you're Terry and you're in a situation like that, Hakuto just needs to continue to put on that pressure. That was super unfortunate there. I don't know exactly what happened. I'm sure they pressed a button and that's what it was. But yeah, a little unfortunate there. But getting into this game 5, both these players are doing really, really well. Honestly, I don't know who can take it.
No, I think this is definitely anyone's game at the moment because this has been a very, very crazy series of adaptation and then counter-adaptation and then counter-adaptation. And it just keeps going until I run out of breath trying to say counter so many times.
Oh man, yo, you are right though. But as we get into a game 5 here, and like you said, FD all the way, and this is where it all goes down, man. There's no second game after this, no 6th game, no extra stocks. You get these 3 stocks right here. That's 7 minutes on the clock, and that's all you're gonna get.
Absolutely, absolutely, but it is still going to be a grueling task for either one of these players, even if it's just one more game, regardless of outcome. Nightlight trying to find a little bit of shenanigans off stage. Not able to do it yet. Looking for the up smash there, but doesn't find it, and instead is going to eat a jab power dunk.
And you know what? I mean, Hakuto's definitely, leaving their mark, telling me, hey, listen, I can play an FD. Doesn't matter who the other character is. Doesn't matter if they have a better time on it. I'm just going to simply try to outplay them, and they are doing that at the moment.
Now has Nightlight stuck on the ledge again. He's looking for this nair. I think he wants like nair into the down tilt, so that he can get like down tilt Buster Wolf. He's not been able to do so far. There's that F tilt Buster Wolf set up. Almost gets the up tilt into it, but instead eats an anvil for his troubles.
I think that block actually pushed Nightlight to the left just enough. And if that block wasn't there, they probably could have got that to land. Unfortunate position for Hakuto and a bit of a blessing for Nightlight here. But they're going to get some damage built up, 33%, going for a huge charge down smash by Hakuto at the time to be able to respond to that. And kind getting that power dunk as well. And a huge back air. That thing's strong. Can they find a way back to the stage? Will Hakuto go for something crazy here? Just barely grabbing onto the ledge.
Is going to be able to get back to stage. Well, yeah, okay, they do manage to get back onto center stage. That was looking scary for a moment, and they actually do get out of the jab 1. They send that F tilt out to get themselves into a much safer spot. And there's the up smash too. It's not nearly going to be enough to kill, but it is enough for them to gain stage control. And what are these Rube Goldberg machines that we keep seeing Nightlight set up? They are going to eat a jab Buster Wolf for their troubles, but I like the initiative.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a nice, interesting setup. I would have liked to see it actually connect, but it is what it is. But right now, 107, and Hakuto hasn't really been hit in a hot minute. They've been at 107 for a good while until that diamond back there would allow them to clean it up. Now we got to a last stock situation. Keep in mind, I said diamond about 2 seconds ago. That's what Nightlight's got. This means it could be bad news for Hakuto going into the final moments here. But 77% is what's on Steve, and honestly, it just takes a few strong combos, and that Steve's gone.
Right, against Diamond Steve, it feels like you are spawning at kill percent. But the same is true for Terry with a Steve at 101. They do that Burning Knuckle immediately into the up smash, though, so they are going to eat a little bit of percent. And there's the detonation, but it very nearly kills Steve, too.
That was almost a nice, brilliant play. Oh, that could have been a broken shield, but the diamond forward smash, Jake smash, closing out the game 5. Well played from Nightlight. And what a great match from the players. Both of them really put out some fantastic plays. Really, what they're about. Definitely impressed me, so great stuff.
There was really no other way it could have ended, right, Skiff? Like, we knew the Jake smash was coming. We knew it was coming. It's right there. We saw him going for those jabs. He found it, and congratulations to Crespi Carmelite High School for taking it 3-0 overall in this series. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, you know what? That's just some good stuff altogether. But yeah, we are going to take your guys' time up too much longer. But you do want to give a quick shout out to PlayVS. That was the PlayVS Fall 2021 CIF Esports Initiative Championship presented by Omen, NVIDIA, and the United States Marine Corps. I am Skiff. That is Last. Last, you want to close us out here?
Thank you all so very much for tuning in. It has been an absolute pleasure, and we've had some fantastic matches throughout the night. But like Skiff said, this has been the entirety of our show. We've got no more to show you, so have a great rest of your night, and thank you so very much for watching.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world, always connected, but somehow alone, trapped by illusion. We offer another path, where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling, united by the cause you fight for. No one can take away what it means to be among the few, the proud, the Marines.
Stop that. Stop that. Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise. And stop at the top. action. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I hear him chatting the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man so tough, but mans keep walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch man, please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out.